To hold off for now. That's because it's dry and windy, and that can make for a dangerous combo if you start to burn something, even if you think you can control it. The Mississippi Forestry Commission, the ones who often have to deal with wildfires, are saying wait until we get some moisture, and that may happen this weekend. Mississippi gas now at $2.53 on average. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. It is Pour It Out Tuesday here on the Lindsay Beckham Show. I am here joined by my Tuesday co-host, Miss Morgan Charlie. We missed you last week, Morgan.
I know. I was so sad I had to miss, and it feels like it's been like a month. You know, you miss 1 week, and it's like, whoa, what happened?
It does. It feels that way. When you pulled up, I was like, it's been forever since I've seen you.
I know. Yeah, last week was a little wild. I had carpool trying to figure that out, and it's like
single mom life.
Well, and I know this is like a lunchtime show, but by the time you get done, and then it's like, I don't know, and running out of time. Can't get to the elementary school in time.
I know that lunchtime traffic, and then it bleeds into the elementary school traffic, and then there's always some kind of construction or road work. And
that's the truth.
I think there's like, supposed to be part of like Reunion Parkway where they're expanding that. It's going to be shut down. It's like the worst time of year too.
Yes, but I am excited about that because it's going to go from like Green Oak all the way across.
It'll be good for you.
It'll go all the way and just continue on past Bozeman over the interstate and everything. So I think that hopefully it will help alleviate some of the congestion through Madison and Gluckstadt, having that third outlet to get from one side to the other.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah,
we can only hope.
Oh yeah, 463 and Gluckstadt Road are
a
tough.
mess.
Yeah.
Well, we are coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios here in the Cotton Exchange Plaza in Flora, Mississippi. Morgan, since you were here, we have updated our towers and we are now functioning at 50,000 watts of
I heard
power.
That sounds intense. I have no idea what that means, but I guess that's more people are listening to our voices today.
Our voices are being carried much further. Now, I don't know if people are thankful for that.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
That might be they're not
you're welcome.
Exactly. No, I went to Collins last night and spoke to the Republican women of Covington County and listened to the Kim Wade show the whole way there.
That's awesome.
It's coming in loud and clear. So, and it's a great sponsorship opportunity as well.
We have patients that they travel from, you would be surprised, from, hour, 2 hours away to come see us. So, and I'm always shocked. I'm like, now where did you come from?
And you came all the way here.
Yeah.
So now our, businesses don't miss out on that opportunity because it, like we said, our voices are being carried much further, and we would love to have you on board here on the Lindsay Beckham Show.
Sharing your business.
Absolutely. So, Morgan.
Yes.
Are you a new RFK fan now?
I am, which I never was not. I never was not a fan. But I am.
I know.
But
I'm messing with you.
Yesterday was monumental for women's health.
It was big.
It's big. And it's just a start. And I'm super excited about it. It's been like over a 20-year disaster in women's health since the Women's Health Initiative came out. Like, it is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing that people in general just don't know about it at all. And it was like the biggest study, today, at the time, it was the biggest medical study that there was.
Right.
And it was a just disaster.
Yeah, like most things within big pharma.
Right.
But this is straight up your alleys. I'm going to let you tell everybody what happened yesterday, what that means for women's wellness and women's health altogether.
Yeah. So, for decades now, women have been undertreated. You hit perimenopause, which
we know is the devil.
Yes, but it'll blow your mind because some providers don't even acknowledge it. They will draw one set of labs.
Let me guess, those are male providers.
That's what I did do a reel about that. I'm like, surely these providers don't own these parts.
Right, exactly.
but perimenopause is just like I've heard so many patients are like, oh, my doctor said that I'm nowhere near perimenopause. perimenopause is like your ovaries. Think of it like a vehicle. Like you are about to run out of gas, and like all of a sudden, it's like it gets like a spurt. It hits like a little pocket of I don't know, fumes, and you're able to go a little bit further, and then you slow down, and then you go a little bit further. That's what the ovaries are doing in perimenopause. So when you draw labs in perimenopause and you get the results back and it says, oh, according to your FSH, which is how we judge that, it says
Everything's
you're
fine.
fine. It's like, okay,
But a few days later,
I
it might be
guess
completely different.
right. And it's like, well, I guess the girls were having a good moment. Okay. I guess they were just on their A game for that moment, because if you come back in a few days and draw it, it could be something totally different.
Completely different.
And so trying to treat perimenopause, it is its whole beast in itself. But anyways, moving on to menopause, once the ovaries stop working and, it's been, your last period, and you haven't had a period in 12 months, that constitutes menopause. Okay, that's just one day in time. And then after that, there was no treatment. There was no help for women. We've gone our whole life up to that point with hormones that are anti-inflammatory, that are protective of our heart, protective of our brain, protective of our bones. And then all of a sudden,
They're just gone.
they're gone, never to come back again. And honestly, if you look at how we are living longer now, you're living 30 to 40% of your life without hormones if you don't replace your hormones in menopause. So 30 to 40% of our lives, we are living without these protective hormones. And the big scare came from a huge study that was done in the 90s and the Women's Health Initiative. Before the data was actually adequately evaluated, it was put out there that estrogen causes breast cancer.
Mhm.
And that is what stuck. And, some of the scientists, some of the doctors that were in on that, there was, word that there was this arguing match between them. And because one of them even said, if you put that out there, you will not be able to put that genie back in the bottle. And that's what
Right.
happened. Here we are over 2 decades later, and the genie is got its tail back in the bottle now, but so these big black box warnings were stuck on the side of women's hormones saying that they increased breast cancer, they increased cardiovascular risk, they increased dementia.
When in fact, they do the opposite.
They do the opposite. And in the study, and and it's crazy to me too. So black box warnings are for like death warnings. Like, hey, you do this and you could,
By the way,
they're
there is a black box
scary.
label on the vitamin K
Oh,
that they
yeah.
give at birth.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that.
There is. But the black box warning has been on estrogen. Now, okay, I know I'm going to come back, but the whole increase of breast cancer, most breast cancers happen in a woman's later years after
Mhm.
menopause, right?
Which is why insurance companies a lot of times won't pay for mammograms until
Right.
later.
But so explain to me how estrogen causes breast cancer. Why would we not see increased breast cancer cases
When you were
when
getting it.
we are at our highest estrogen production in life? Why wouldn't we see it during pregnancy? Why wouldn't we see it when we're young? Why are we seeing it when we're older
Right.
after we've stopped producing
Doesn't make a whole lot of
estrogen?
sense.
Because this is something, that our bodies naturally produce. So how is it a danger at that point to continue to have something we've always had? But anyway, so they stuck the big black box warning on these things, but the actual study and the literature has been there. You can go back through, but a lot of people don't know how to read studies anyways.
Right.
But it's on there. So they took 2 different groups of women. They took a group of women who had their uteruses, okay?
Mhm.
And then they took a group of women who did not. So they had hysterectomies, right? When you're treating with estrogen, if you have your uterus, you have to have progesterone to kind of offset the estrogen. Otherwise, it's unopposed, and it can cause endometrial cancers. So, in this study, the increase of breast cancer that was seen was in the population that was treated with at that time, synthetic progestins. The patients who only had estrogen alone, the ones who did not have their uteruses, had a significant decreased risk of breast cancer. So they took the study, and instead of looking at what actually was the problem, which was the synthetic progestin, which we don't use anymore, or at least I don't, we use bioidentical progesterone.
I was going to ask you what
Yes.
the difference is and what our body naturally
Yes.
produces, and then what the
Mhm.
hormone replacement therapy
Yes.
entails.
So the synthetic progestin that they paired with the estrogen, that was what was causing the increased risk of cancers, not the estrogen. But back to your question. So, what we treat with in perimenopause and in menopause is bioidentical hormones. So, that's what your body naturally produces. They are exactly what your body's going to recognize. Now, I don't know if you saw my post, I think it was last week, talking about birth control. Birth
Mhm.
control is hormones. A lot of them are estrogen, some are estrogen and progesterone together. And one thing that we will see is that patients come in menopause, perimenopause, and they're on a birth control pill. Doctors will do that because, like I said, if you've got your uterus, you have to have progesterone with your estrogen. And those combo birth control pills have both. So it's an easy fix. Just take this one birth control pill because nobody has like, I mean, there are people who have jumped up and down about the risk of birth control, but like how many young girls, young women are on birth control pills?
A bunch.
A bunch. And there's no black box warning on that, you know? So they'll give that. Now, birth control is like 100 times the level of hormones
More dangerous.
that we're giving to patients with bioidentical hormone therapy. Like, so we freely give that to teenagers,
Mhm.
birth control pills to girls in their 20s, 30s, whatever. And now, like I said, we've seen doctors giving it to
40,
their
50-year-olds.
50-year-olds because it's a combo pill like that. Okay.
It's almost like that's what they're
Mhm.
doing for hormone replacement
Right.
therapy.
But those are synthetic hormones. Those are synthetic hormones. And remember, the problem with the WHI study was the synthetic progestin. So
that's what causes
that's
the
what,
cancer.
yeah. So, and not to mention the levels at which the hormones are in those combo pills, it's nowhere close to what we're giving women. We are getting women, we're optimizing what their body naturally would be, like level wise. So we're
what
not,
their body would be
yes,
producing.
yes. So, yesterday though, the HHS and FDA finally did a press conference and they are taking the black box warning off of estrogens. And I'm so happy because, I mean, like I said, these studies are out there. The literature and the data does not match the fear factor and even what, the standard of care is, according to the American Gynecology Society or whatever it is, ACOG. The literature doesn't match what they're telling their doctors to
To do.
use.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it doesn't match.
They're not following the
Mm-mm.
science.
No, they're not. They're definitely not keeping up with it because if you're still going off of a 20-year-old study that very clearly was misrepresented.
And how much changes in 20 years anyway?
Oh my gosh.
You know?
And what blows my mind is, sorry, mom, I'm going to talk about you. But, my mom was in that age group, and never was it brought to her as you should take estrogen after a hysterectomy. Never. It was like, oh, well, if you're having issues with your hot flashes, you can take this for a little bit, but you need to get off of it as quick as possible. That was,
What they were being
yeah,
told.
that's the line, get off of it as quick as you can. It's, it's risky. So she just never took it. Well, as she's aged,
Well, I'm sure a lot of people didn't if
they
that's what they
don't.
were being told.
Oh, absolutely, they didn't. As she's aged, it's like I see her mental awareness and things, and it is declining. And I've joked, I'm like, because she'll say things that just baffle me sometimes. Like I'm like, Mom, we just had this conversation. And I'm like, I think something is eating her brain. Well, kind of not having that protection with the estrogen
Mhm.
of the brain, your body does. So it has to do with, and not to geek out, but it does have to do with the metabolism of the glucose, which feeds the brain, gives the brain the energy and all of that. Without the estrogen, your body has to get the energy from somewhere else. So it starts to metabolize other things and it ends up metabolizing itself pretty much.
And eating away at bones,
Ye
which is why we
yeah,
see so
well,
much
and the brain matter
arthritis.
itself.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just wild that for over 2 decades, we have seen an increase in, antidepressant use, like, has skyrocketed.
Which we know
Mhm.
how dangerous
Yep.
SSRIs can be.
Oh, absolutely. Increase in cardiovascular events and cardiovascular disease, um, dementia, Alzheimer's, brittle bone, osteoporosis,
Mhm.
all of these things, and it's all from or the deficit of estrogen after we hit menopause. So,
And they've scared people into not fixing that problem.
yes, absolutely. And so yesterday, it was mind blowing to see it I printed out the high notes or whatever it was from the press conference, and they're they are summarizing these studies. It just blows my mind because they've been there the whole time. These studies have been
Mhm.
there the whole time. Like,
It's crazy, Morgan. It's
but
crazy
it takes
how
them to actually put out a press conference for it to be okay, even though the studies have
Mhm.
been there. They've
Yeah.
been there, you know? And
It's
so
wild.
what they've seen with estrogen use in women is an overall decline in mortality, period. All-cause mortality decline. Using estrogen, it was like 50% reduction in cardiovascular events, 60-something production, reduce reduction
Reduction.
of, breast cancer. I don't even have the paper in front of me, but it just stuck with in my head. 30-something, percent reduction in Alzheimer's. So,
Not to mention just feeling
yeah,
better.
yeah,
Feeling so much better,
mhm,
having that boost that you've
yeah,
always had that's all of a sudden
mhm,
gone.
yeah. So, it just, I don't know. I'm just so happy that that is the start. The next thing that we're all in the menopause realm are screaming about is testosterone for women. So I know Clay talks a lot about testosterone for men, testosterone for women. Testosterone's always been a man's hormone, even though fellas, we produce it too, like just
Yeah.
naturally. Like our bodies produce it too, but for whatever reason, it has been labeled a dude hormone, and there's no FDA approved dosing for women, which blows my mind too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, we got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. 601-879-0002 is the number to call into the show if you have any questions about hormone replacement therapy. We've got the expert here today. 601-879-4648 is the text line. You can also text us, and we will be happy to get to your comments and questions as soon as we can. We're going to take a quick break, but stay with us. We will be right back here. The Lindsay Beckham Show, Pour It Out Tuesdays with Morgan Charlie on WIAB 103.9. Right back here, the Lindsay Beckham Show, Pour It Out Tuesdays with Morgan Charlie on WIAB 103.9.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420, mypureairconsultants.com.
Why don't you mind your own business?
Mind my own business? What's that supposed to mean?
No, I was just thinking about all of the news of tax changes, insurance changes, regulations that are being passed down to business owners. I don't have the time to keep growing and to keep up with changing payroll regulations.
I know. It seems like all I do is handle employee-related problems.
You know, I hear People Lease can help.
How can they help?
People Lease can handle our payroll, taxes, employee benefits, and workers' compensation. They even offer an affordable and customizable 401k program and a 24/7 online human resources support center for all my HR needs.
Think of all the time we'll save letting People Lease handle our payroll and benefits administration. I'll be busy growing my business and letting People Lease take care of the rest.
Sounds like a good business plan with People Lease.
Let People Lease mind your business so you can mind your own business. Call now, 601-987-3025. That's 601-987-3025. Or visit freepayrollquotes.com for your free quote.
Hey, freedom lovers, Big River Ballistics in Morton is your one-stop shop for all your 2A needs. From suppressors to everyday carry pistols and everything in between, we've got the gear. Test it in our beautiful facility and stretch out your rifle on our 1,150-yard range. Memberships start at only $40 a month. And hey, veterans, first responders, military, you're getting 10% off everything, including memberships. Visit BigRiverBallistics.com. That's Big River Ballistics, where freedom fires. Big River Ballistics, Morton, Mississippi.
It can be hard to move past the guilt, times of weakness and regret, knowing you weren't there for your family when they needed you the most. But there is life after addiction. We're seeing broken families restored, one man at a time, through our vehicle, cash, and thrift store donations. It's given Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge the ability to help these men succeed in having better lives. Donate a vehicle, running or not, and we'll come pick it up. Call today, 601-572-7296, or visit us at vehicledonationsms.com.
Picture owning a piece of land where your dreams can take root and flourish. This is Tom Smith from Tom Smith Land and Homes, Mississippi's premier land and home real estate resource. I want to help you find your own paradise where you can build the home that you've always wanted or just enjoy the great outdoors. Tom Smith Land and Homes can help you secure your own slice of heaven right here in Mississippi. Visit TomSmithLandandHomes.com to invest in you and your family's legacy for today and tomorrow.
Come together right now. Oh.
We are back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show. Let's see, let me fix your. I don't know what's going on with the.
I know the camera's like
camera
going nuts.
It's just not wanting to focus today. Maybe it has autism.
Or maybe it does. That's what we were just talking about. Like, I mean, everybody's just kind of thrown off the topic of hormones now, but everybody has just
Hold that thought.
been
Let's
on
take
there.
this call. Hold that thought. Hey there, you're on the air.
Hey, my name's Tim. I'm over here not far from you over here in the Madison area working. Not live too far from Clay and always listen in and enjoy our shows.
Thank you.
And definitely enjoy today's topic. I'm with a friend here in Madison today she's had surgery and has all the health issues you're talking about. And I just encourage her. We're going to ride into the Madison over here and I'm going to have her on, listen to you on the radio. But I was going to chime in and ask you this dietary question. A lot of women and people having issues, how big is the soy problem? They have soy in everything we eat. And soy, once you eat it, metabolizes, will become estrogen in the body, which causes what they call now, a medical term, soy boy effect. And so how changing our dietary and other things, how are we going to counter the soy in all our foods, which is turning our boys into girls and our girls into wackos? You know?
Well,
it seems that way.
Yeah, it does.
Extra estrogen.
Yeah, it does. I don't think metabolically it raises the estrogen enough for females, if that makes sense. Now, I do know, and I don't do peds, but I do remember this being a bigger situation in pediatrics for like soy formula and things like that.
That's exactly correct.
Yes, in the male babies. because it does mess with the hormones a little bit. And, men, estrogen increase, you get like gynecomastia and things like that. And it's just, so I don't.
Breast cancer.
Yeah.
Now, lots of black boys have breast cancers when they normally used to not. The soft breast tissue that black young boys have these days. There's a ton of soy, and a friend of mine who sells Cisco foods to the schools, lives in Brandon, Mississippi. He's older. I brought this to his attention. He's a very smart guy, ex-teacher from upstate New York, scientist basically. And I broke this down, and he said, Tim, I agree with you, because he sells foods to the schools through Cisco. He said over the last 18 years, the FDA allowed 17% soy in our foods, which is being the kids' hamburgers, chicken nuggets, whatever they was giving the kids. They allowed up to 17%. Now it's increased up to 83 to 87% in some foods, soy fillers instead of actual real food for the children. And if you look at the children over the last 17, 18 years, strong bone to no strong bone to male chin to feminine chin, over the last span, you can definitely see the increase in the soy in the foods and the health of the children, even to the thickness of their bones is different than it was 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Soy additives.
Yeah. And I think that comes a lot from the replacement of true proteins in the foods.
Real fruit and meat versus soy estrogen.
And and two, using like foods that are packed with preservatives. I mean, look at how long a loaf of bread. When was the last time you saw mold on a loaf of bread?
Or a McDonald's hamburger.
McDonald's, yeah.
I mean, it will sit there for a year and not.
Flour with chlorine. Always got a bunch of chlorine, bleached out flour. It ain't gonna die with chlorine in it.
That's right. So it's soy, yes, but it's more so the fact that they're taking out like the actual proteins, the good stuff, and they're substituting it in with something. And they're adding in all these preservatives to make it last longer.
Like
and
the
it's
growth
not even
hormones
real,
that they give to animals that make them grow faster so they can
that are transmitted.
more.
Yeah, that are transmitted through us eating those into the children, and stuff like that. So no, I mean, I'm with you. The food is an issue, and in other countries, they're, even down to they're like, it's the same company, but like their pastas are different, have better nutritional
if
facts.
You even look at Canada's, if you
yes.
take a box of Fruit Loops in the United States and a box of Fruit Loops in Canada, and you compare the ingredients on the back, they don't allow the garbage in their food that we do here in the United States, and that's another thing RFK is working on.
Yeah,
thankfully.
I hope they'll take the fluoride out of the water too. Israel, Russia, China, everybody's taking the fluoride out. We'll still believe it's good for your teeth around here in the South.
Yeah, that's true.
I tell a friend of mine, he's a Alderman Flowood, who he actually makes a decision. I ain't gonna throw his name under the bus. Good friend of mine for 23 years. He actually tells the water department how much fluoride to put in the water. And I came to him, I said, look now, this is a neurotoxin. RFK said it. Florida banned it. You can't even put it in children's water. You can't buy it in Florida. It's against the law. You go to jail if you sell it. Now, how come the lawmakers in Mississippi still allow it to be dumped in the water? Now, check me if I'm wrong. Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana is the most heavy fluoride places on the planet. The planet. If fluoride's so good for your teeth, how come we ain't got the best teeth in the world?
Because we got meth addicts out there.
That's right. Counteracting that fluoride there. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm out, guys. I'm out.
Thank you so much. Great call. Appreciate it.
All right,
yeah,
that's
food's a problem too, for sure.
It absolutely is. And I mean, just like he was saying, I don't think soy by itself is just the downfall, but it's just a bunch of things all put together, like just causing the huge problems that we've got.
But when we're looking at women in that age, that age where perimenopause is beginning and menopause is right around the corner.
Yep.
That seems to be where we're seeing just not feel right.
Oh, yeah. And that's the first. So a lot of people think it's hot flashes. Like if you're not having hot flashes, feeling like you're internally combusting just for no good reason on a Tuesday at 2:00.
I feel like that every day. So
but if that's not even the first sign of menopause or perimenopause, I should say, it's just not feeling right.
And like not feeling like you're as sharp as you've always
you're not.
been.
It's the brain fog. It's a mood disturbance. you're all of a sudden, your joints, your body aches a little bit more, like just overall fatigue, because estrogen is an anti-inflammatory hormone. So, I've seen it in men patients that are on hormones, that have come over from other clinics. They will wake up sometimes and have like joint issues, like to the point where they're going to like orthopedics, like we're thinking shoulder surgery, and when we draw the labs, like they've had injections, they've had all these things, can't figure out the shoulder situation, draw their labs, their estrogen, because they have been overdosed on estrogen blockers, have been less than 5, and that is the problem with their joints.
So wild fact, men need estrogen and women need testosterone.
Yes,
it's just a fact of
because
life.
we all we make the same things,
Just in different amounts.
And I said this on Instagram like a few weeks ago. When we're done, our ovaries are done, we're in menopause. Naturally, our estrogen level will be less than that of a male's.
It's crazy.
When you actually put it in those terms, like our estrogen will be less than that of a male's after menopause, because our ovaries just aren't making it anymore. But men have more estrogen than we have. That can't be right.
You wouldn't think so.
For 30 to 40% of our lives. And so that's why we do see more joint replacements and more just cognitive decline. Can't remember what I walked into the room for. My body aches. It hurts. I can't move. Heck, probably even fibromyalgia. Because it's
they've
not
never been able to.
Yeah, that's just a throw kind of like we were just talking about autism on the spectrum. It's like, just we can't figure that out. Well, they just have to be.
They're somewhere on the spectrum.
They're on the spectrum. I'm like, okay, well,
neurodivergent.
That's what. Yeah, we're all on the spectrum, I think.
Yeah,
or at least I'm like,
way,
I
shape, or
probably
form.
belong on there too. Honestly, like a little bit.
Look, I definitely feel like everybody in my household belongs somewhere on that spectrum.
Well, yeah, because I question my children all the time. like that can't be the brain.
Yeah, that's not the brain I produce.
Yeah, I'm like, that can't be the brain that makes straight A's.
We gotta take another break, but y'all stay with us because I do want to get into that conversation that we were having off air. I think it's a good one. We'll be right back here to pour it out some more with Morgan Charlie on the Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us. Here to pour it out some more with Morgan Charlie on the Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us.
1039 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
CBS News Brief. A deal to end the government shutdown now moves to the House for a vote, but at the nation's airports, the struggle continues, with airlines complying with an order to increase flight reductions and travelers stranded. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
While the end of the shutdown in Washington may be in sight, day 42 marks the second missed pay period for air traffic controllers and TSA officers working without pay now for over a month.
More than 1,200 flights have been canceled so far today nationwide. President Trump speaking at a Veterans Day observance at Arlington.
A very big victory. We're opening up our country. Should have never been closed. Should have never been closed.
ByHeart, which makes organic infant formula, has recalled all of its products amid a growing outbreak of infant botulism. At least 15 infants have gotten sick. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association wants you to stay away from downed power lines. Downed power lines carry the risk of deadly electric shock, even if the broken wire is not sparking. If a wire is crossing a road or driveway, avoid the area and keep others away. If you see a downed power line, back away and call your utility company or 911. When you call, be prepared to provide the specific address or location of the downed power line so a repair crew can get there as quickly as possible. This safety message brought to you by Yazoo Valley Electric Power Association.
Grizz Nation, the place to be is at FedEx Forum when your Memphis Grizzlies return to battle the Sacramento Kings on Thursday, November 20th at 7 p.m. Bring the energy and get the first look at the 2025-2026 City Edition uniforms on the court. Grab your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or visit the FedEx Forum box office.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Hey, this is John with MES. That's Mississippi Energy Services. We sell, service, and install all makes and models of home and business generators. One thing that we do different than a lot of other companies is we do all the work ourselves. We don't use subcontractors. We go from the original estimate, the design, to the final product. That way we can control the quality of the job from the beginning to the end. We are online at msenergy.us.
Come together.
Welcome back to Pour It Out Tuesday on the Lindsay Beckham Show with our Tuesday co-host Morgan Charlie, where we have been breaking down all things
female,
testosterone, estrogen, and things I can't remember the words for because perimenopause has taken over my brain.
That and then like just children, they do that to you. I swear every pregnancy just takes a little bit more of the brain power.
I know. it
never get it
truly
back.
does. I can remember during my last pregnancy, I mean, I would sit my keys and my phone down in a store and just walk away and forget that they even existed until I was trying to leave in my car. And what have I done?
I can't. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you know, it's bad when you can't find your phone or your keys at your house and
you're holding them.
but you go and you open the freezer because you're like, it could be, I could have.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it before.
I may have done this before. Like
I have searched the house for my phone for I don't know how long. The refrigerator, right there.
Like, why? I don't know.
Yeah, why?
I just need to keep it fresh.
I guess so. I guess so. And then it's always on silent because
same.
because you always have to have it on silent for
and
different things.
and the ringing or the notifications or like whatever, like talk about notification fatigue. I'm always getting in trouble.
It gives me
Todd's always getting
anxiety.
on to me about my phone being on silent. I'm like, I just won't even have it, or it's gonna be on silent.
When it's like beep, beep,
Yes, I
beep, beep,
can't.
and as many group chats as I'm in,
Yep.
I can't take it.
Nope. Overstimulating. Cannot do it.
It makes my brain feel like there's
Yeah.
too much I need to be doing and
Yes.
can't figure out what it is I need to do first.
Absolutely.
Even though it might not be that at all,
Mm-mm.
but just the constant
Yeah.
dinging.
Notification fatigue is what I call it. I'm like, I cannot. This phone is for my benefit. It is for when I need to use it. It is not
For too many other
it's
people.
not for everybody to like keep their track on me, you know? Like,
Right.
whew,
Exactly. Yeah, maybe
Lord.
that's just part of our
It is.
neurodivergent problem.
That's right.
We were talking about a post and
Mhm.
a mom
Medicine
saying
group.
she couldn't, really control her 6-year-old,
Yeah.
and she didn't even feel comfortable taking her places
Mhm.
because of the outburst and the way that she would kind of have meltdowns.
Yeah.
Of course, our minds automatically go to, oh, well, ADD, ADHD,
Right.
somewhere on the spectrum. But you had
Well, and
a good
I think that
comment.
it's a combination, I think, but so many kids these days, it's just diagnose them, treat them, whatever. And I get to so this poor mama was saying that she was just even didn't want to take the child anywhere because it's embarrassing, the way that
Mhm.
her child acts out. And I had commented under this post because I do have 4 boys, and I knew early on that obviously sooner rather than later they were going to get too big for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm a fairly small human.
Yes, you are.
Like I'm barely 5 feet tall. So I knew that these boys were going to outweigh me, outgrow me, all the
Be
things
stronger than you
pretty
physically.
soon. And like even now, like they're 12, 11, 10, and then 6. The only one I could physically like haul out of somewhere is the 6-year-old, and he would probably give me a run for my money
Yeah.
too.
I
You
mean,
know?
my 6-year-old would
Yeah,
definitely
like it would be a struggle even at that. But the other ones, not happening. Is not happening. So because I did foresee that, obviously, I knew I had to get control of it early on while I could. And I will say, I would be places and they would throw down in the middle of the store or wherever it was. And I felt bad for everybody looking around me. But I will tell you this, being embarrassed because other people are watching you, if you think that other people are judging you negatively for standing your ground, that's their problem.
Yeah.
That is their problem because I remember specifically looking at, bystanders, if you will, of this meltdown happening in the middle of the store. And I'm like, I am so sorry that you're having to endure this with us. But, I cannot be the one that breaks right now.
Mhm.
Like this is, this is what we have to do. We're having a standoff and I can't break. And, I hate that you're having, but I will say this, 100% of the time, those people looking or whatever commended me for that.
Right. They're thinking on the inside,
They're
like,
like,
what a
"Hey,
good mama standing her
yeah,
ground
like, you
and
know
not just
what?
giving it. Because
No,
the
I
easy
get it.
thing to
The
do
easy thing to do
is to
would
give
be
them what they
give them
want.
whatever it is that they're screaming for or
It'll shut them
whatever
up,
and
and then you
shut them
can get out of
up."
there with your dignity and your pride,
Mhm.
and without the embarrassment, or so you think.
Right.
But then
But
10
that
years down the
embarrassment is
road,
gonna come tenfold later. For sure.
absolutely, absolutely.
For sure. And and it is like, just to simplify it, take it back down to just basic psychology. Pavlo and his dogs.
Yeah.
Okay? Like
That bell.
that bell, like if, there is a reward system in every single thing, whether it's positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement, but eventually if this action does not give me something I want, I will stop doing it. And
That's right.
I've got one of my best friends, she's got he's 18 now, Down syndrome son. And I have watched this child grow and I have watched her be so strong in raising him. And you would think, watching some of the interactions, she would make him do the dishes. She would make him wash his clothes. She would make him do these things. And a lot of times people would be like, "Ah, he can't do that." She would look at them. She says, "Yes, he can."
Because the goal is for them to live as long as
Mhm.
possible and to live a life where they are not a hindrance to
Right.
someone else, because what if something happens to her?
But
You know?
he could and he can, and I'll tell you this much too, for any mama out there thinking, "Oh, my child's diagnosis is the issue," they also know that they have a diagnosis. They are
Mhm.
not stupid.
No, not at
They are
all.
not. They are not stupid. And so I would watch him. We both would watch him, and she'd be like, "He is not hiding behind his Down syndrome. He is not hiding behind that Down syndrome. Mm-mm. I know what he's doing." And she would call him out on it, and he would do exactly
Well,
what
she
she's
was
telling him to
with him. She
do.
knew what he was capable
Yes.
of.
Yes. So,
And I mean, that's what
mm-mm.
a good parent does is pull that out
Mhm.
of a child instead of letting them play the victim their
Right.
whole entire life
No.
because of their
His
circumstances.
his Down syndrome diagnosis was not gonna be the reason that he could not function, you know,
I love that.
and a lot of parents would have let it be or do let it be. But it's like they're not a victim. They are who
No.
they are. Like that is their life,
Well,
and
you
they're gonna
know
have to learn to function.
right, well, with Creed even, when we go have his IEP meetings,
Mhm.
my goal, and I know not all parents are this way, they want their autistic children to be pulled out of the classroom and working one-on-one.
Mhm.
I don't want that for Creed.
You want him to be able to function
I
in
want him
society.
in that
Mhm.
classroom with other kids in a regular routine environment as much as
Mhm.
possible. Now, I understand during testing and
Right.
some things he's slower on and he's
Mhm.
got to have a little bit of help, but they only pull him out of the classroom for an hour or less a day, and I think they were thinking I was not gonna be okay with that,
Mhm.
and I was like, "No, I want the purpose of this is for him to live the most normal life
That's right.
possible."
That's right. So, and that's the thing. That's what kills me in certain situations because I'm like, they have to eventually there is no classroom.
Right.
Eventually there's no special program.
There's no IEP anymore.
Eventually they are just normal 20 something, 30 something year old
Who have to be able to
people.
make it
Yeah.
or
There's no safe
rely
space.
on me, yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing nowhere for them to run to get special attention from. So, yes, we're going to need to address their specific learning needs, but they have to learn to function within just normal
Society, yeah.
society. They
Absolutely,
do.
and I think that's of the utmost importance, and I think that a lot of parents are doing their kids a disservice
Mhm.
when they want them to constantly be catered
Yeah.
to,
Mhm.
because what you're teaching that child is that they can't do it themselves,
Right.
and they're
And they
gonna have
believe
that
that.
mindset and
Mhm.
that
"Oh, I can't
mentality
do
as they
that.
grow up.
I can't do that."
Right.
Yes, you can. Yes,
And
you
you're gonna
can.
have to,
That's right.
because mama might not always be
Mhm.
here
Mhm.
to do everything for you.
Yeah, I did listen to, Matthew McConaughey not too long ago, and his story kind of intrigues me, I guess, a little bit because you would think just movie star, easy, whatever, but he
Mhm.
just actually lived like normal, you know,
Yeah.
with, mom, dad, whatever. But he did say that one thing that would get him in trouble with his dad is saying, "I can't." And it would, like, be almost like the cardinal sin in the house, like,
Let's get out the little engine that could.
do not say you can't. You can say, "I'm having a hard time doing this.
Or this
I
is
need
gonna
some
be
help to
difficult.
do this, but do not tell me you can't do it because you can." And so and that's true. Like you can do anything. How many times have you heard me say it? Everything's figure outable. But
Right.
but yeah, I don't know with that mama. I just don't, retreating, keeping the child away from just doing things, the general population because it's going to be embarrassing. I don't know. Like I think there's more compassion and grace out there in the public than we know. And so I think as far as like disciplining in public or whatever, I can't tell you how many times I have, let a child melt down and been like, sorry. Or when I could pick them up, haul them outside, we get ourselves
Kicking and
together.
screaming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm like, have them under my arm. I'm like, yep, this is what we're doing right now, but take them outside, get them together, that kind of thing, get our composure back. But and now I can take just myself and all four boys, and we can pretty much go and do anything we want to do. And they're still kids. It's not like they're, beating down children. Like, but they do know, like, there is a limit.
There are consequences
Yeah,
for
there's
actions.
consequences for actions, and there's a limit to what we can do.
So
in
what mama's
public.
mama's gonna stand for today.
Yes, absolutely.
And some days that limit is bigger
Much,
than
yeah,
others.
right, right. But
Yeah.
I will say, like, I can't tell you how many times just over the last year, other adults, my kids being with other adults without me, and it is like a badge of honor when another parent says,
Commend you.
"I have to tell you, your boys are so well-mannered." And I'm like, "Thank you.
I'm
Thank
always
you."
like saying thank you, Jesus, for letting them be that way other
Mhm.
places. Sometimes
Yes.
they're not that way with me, but as
That's
long as
right.
they're showing what they've
Mhm.
learned other places, that
Yeah.
makes me
Well, in this
tremendously
particular case that, was on Madison Mamas, the child was doing okay in school,
Mhm.
like, was respectful in school, but
Just
having issues
behavior.
at home. And you've been around autism more than I have, even being, medical and everything, but typically when children are clinical, it's, they don't pick and choose when they're gonna have,
Absolutely. That's
you
so true.
know
We got to take our last break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here to wrap things up on this Poured Out Tuesday with Morgan Charlie. We got to take our last break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here to wrap things up on this Poured Out Tuesday with Morgan Charlie.
Keep it tuned here to 1039 WYAB.
This is Lori at the Mailroom Gluckstadt with exciting news. We now offer photo services and large format printing, such as banners, yard signs, blueprints, and canvas prints. We also print business cards, invitations, photos, and more. And with the holidays coming fast, let us print your Christmas cards. Many projects may be ready the same day, and the Mailroom Gluckstadt is still your place for shipping, drop-offs, and gift wrapping. Visit us at 272 Calhoun Station Parkway, across from Callaway's in Gluckstadt. MailroomGluckstadt.com.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
Located in Ridgeland and Flora, come see me, Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
ABS causes mass hysteria by providing office tech that actually does its job.
Relax. At Advantage Business Systems, we know office technology isn't that exciting, but we do know it is life-changing. Work-life-changing, that is. Because the latest copiers, printers, mailing machines, and even telephone systems can keep your office running smoothly. Visit absms.com. Advantage Business Systems, helping your business do business.
Attention homeowners and business owners. Complete Exteriors is now Elite Roofing and Gutters. Are your roof and gutters storm ready? The folks at Elite are your local experts in storm protection. Now is the time for an inspection and for proactive solutions that ensure your roof and gutters can withstand any storm. Get up to a possible $250 rebate on a new roofing system for all active military, veterans, and retirees. Online at EliteRoofer.com.
Come together.
We are back on the Lindsay Beckham Show. We've got just about 20 seconds to wrap things up. I say this every time, but our Tuesdays go by so fast. We just have so much that we want to talk about. Where can people find your podcast?
You can find me at Get Real with Morgan Charlie anywhere you
And
listen
you
to your
can find her at
podcasts.
Women's Wellness.
Women's
Y'all
Wellness,
go see her at Women's Wellness.
MS.com.
I'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. See you then. Bye.